Hi everybody, it's Amy from Journals and More, created by Crack Amy. Hello. And I'm here today to do my day for the January Jumpstart for Scrapbooking with Me Crafts, Miss Edith. And um, so basically, what we're doing as a collab, basically, and our design team, and is we're doing a January jumpstart. So it's a fresh, creative way to restart your projects, and maybe if you're in a slump, which I've heard a couple people say over the last couple days, and it's going to be simple projects, something just easy, creative, and we're trying to do and I know Miss Edith is doing a weekly organization tip. And so today is January 5th, and I'm actually making clusters with scraps because I have a lot of scraps, and I'm most sure everybody does for the most part. I try not to save every scrap, but I do save quite a few scraps, whether that be paper, fabric, lace, whatever. So I'm going to use just some stuff I had laying around in my makeshift craft room right now, because right now I live in snowy, cold area, so I'm not trudging out to my she shed currently. So I'm going to use what I have. But I will be back also on January 25th to make embellished envelopes, which I love envelopes. They're one of my favorite things to work with. And then on the 30th, I'm doing simple journal pages, which I always have journal pages ready for the most part. And I'm always looking to have them made. I do like a lot of these choices. Another thing I'm going to show you today really quickly is I actually take the tabs from like your file folders, and I actually make page edges with these. This is not on here as one of the selections, but it doesn't have to be. This is just a point that like you can make anything with anything, right? So this actually was made from a file folder tab that I cut off and I made a project with over Christmas. And what I did is I just collaged it, and then I added some ticking, and then I put a little yo-yo on the edge of it, and some vintage lace, and then I added some lace in the background, and on the back I actually sewed it all. So it's just a really fun, easy, cute way to use up those tabs. And also, you can even make this out of like anything, cardboard, any scraps. You can layer up some book page, whatever you want to do. There's no rhyme, reason, rule, or anything, but these are just really fun to make. And I keep these on hand, and then I'll grab them if I feel like using one, and I'll use different seasons or whatever. So I do keep this in my ephemera organization box, basically. So yeah, so this is just another simple idea. I just wanted to show that to you because I found it actually this morning. And I forgot how much fun I like making them. So again, that could be made. You can make it with any type of thing. So again, today I'm showing you making clusters with scraps, and this is for the January jump start. And I did write down that if you want to post your ideas, you can put them on the community tabs, or you can post them in the Facebook groups. There's a bunch which will be linked below. And here's the hashtag. And what this hashtag does is it makes it easier for all of us to find it and check it out. But you are more than welcome to post your creations to the Facebook group, to YouTube, whatever. And you can post it on my community page. I do not mind. And again, you can post it on anyone from the design team's community page on YouTube. And we do have the Facebook. But if you put in this hashtag, uh, uh, hashtags SWME, which is scrapbooking with me, January Jumpstart, then we can find it much easier. And then there's a playlist for it. All right. And I'll also have all of this linked below. Okay. Um, and one of the things also too I wanted to share with you really, really quickly is I actually took advantage of the sales and the orders. I also used my discount code Amy20 to order a couple of things that were not on sale. So this is actually one of the bags that I ordered. How cute is this bag? This bag, by the way, is enormous. and it is so cool. And the zipper on this is very nice. Like, you know how some of the zippers get jagged and edgy? They definitely leave some desired. Inside were the dots, these little cute dots. I actually use these. I have a few different kinds. So they were inside, and but I actually ordered these. These were not on sale. So what these are, and Miss Edith has different sizes. And I'm actually looking in 2026 to organize my lace. I have so much lace because I ended up getting a box full at an estate sale. So I actually have a ton. So I got a couple of different sizes, and I did throw them in here because I'm going to put my favorites on these, and I'm going to actually put them back in this bag so I can have them readily available for myself. But yeah, so I ordered a few of these. These are very, very heavy duty. Like, I really can't wait to organize this. I should have a break in weather later this week, maybe. We might get up to the high 40s. Woohoo! So I might go out and use them. But I had to just share that with you because I'm planning on organizing my lace this year. And then I ended up receiving this in the mail yesterday. And oh my gosh, can I just tell you how cute this bag is? I really love this bag a lot. And I will say inside, again, we have beautiful dots, and I'm so grateful because they were different colors, and we probably might use those in our clusters today. But yeah, and the reason I also like this because the A for me, and but I just love the black and white and the old pictures and the collaging of it is just really, really cute. And look at the there's the tags, the tickets on it, and you know, and all the blocks and the bikes. I may end up using this for something for my new grandson coming in February, so I'm not sure yet. But I thought I wanted to share that with you because I received it yesterday. Thank you, Miss Edith. And I also received this yesterday, and I'm actually excited to use this. And this was the 8x8, and it was on sale, and I took advantage of that because I never have enough cardstock, and I really like the weight of this, the cardstock of this, and it was such a good deal, y'all. So so I would go over and check out the store, and you can, if it's not on sale, you can use my code Amy20, and also there are still some sale items left. Please take advantage of it. I mean, the sale items, the prices were phenomenal. And so if you want to go over and check that out, and again, you can use my code Amy20 for non-sale items. And again, only on, there are some exclusions, and I think that's more of like the scented items, things like that. But of course, you'll know when you get there onto the website. But I will share that with you. Okay, so clusters. So I went around today and I collected all things that I have like sitting around, little items. So I have no rhyme or reason on clusters. I'm not absolutely great with them, but I really like doing them. So I continually go back and try. So I have these little labels. I'm actually gonna stamp on. I'm gonna stamp on them. But look at these. I have these little items, and I love using these little items for clusters because it's hard to, like, I know that I won't ever put something this small, just stick it in a journal without backing it with something, I don't know, you know, because it just blends in too much on a page. So I plan on using these little items today. And also too, I have on standby, I have this paper, and this was from a handle I took off of a bag because I'm making a bag journal for a friend of mine. And so this is actually off of the handles. I love using this for clusters. So they're a lot of fun too. And then I also found, I mean, I dig everything out. So I found this little piece of lace, which is precious. I found these scraps of fabric. I use pretty much anything and everything that I can. Oh, I also found my grommets because I will put a grommet in there once in a while. I also have this little piece of fabric, and actually this is actually something I'm going to be using in my grandson's baby book. So I have that. And then, you know, I found this little tiny piece of fabric, which it all works. It all works, and you'll see. And I also, I'm hoping that everybody has this and not just me, but I also have like a ton of like little miscellaneous like items inside of containers all over the place. I'm famous for it. I have a lot of them, and I have lace doilies. I have little pearls, but I have all these cute little pieces that I will use in clusters. And look, here's another piece of fabric. And usually I have it a little bit more organized, but like I said, I'm on a makeshift crafting table right now. So I kind of just chucked everything into, usually these are not in here and the doilies are not in here. So I will say that. This is usually just my collection of little goodies. So I will take that out actually, because it is annoying. And look, I have little bits of lace I will use. So whatever you have, like you can use anything and everything. I also found scrapbook page that I was using. Let's see what else. Oh, one of the other things I love using for clusters is this brown wrapping. It's from your packages you get in the mail from like Amazon or whoever sends you packages. So I use this a lot. I love this. This is a really good background. I also have vintage book page, which is so fragile, but they make great clusters. But look at the color. The color is pretty. So I will use that. What else? I mean, gosh, the list is endless of what you can do or use. Oh, so here's another thing that I tend to do. I take scraps and I throw them in this Ziploc. And so when I need a piece of something small or something simple, I will actually just go into this scrap bag and I will use it. Like sometimes I can find a perfect size for a tag or whatever. So I do collect them in a Ziploc bag like that. And then I can carry these around in my, like if I'm going to teach a class at my library or like whatever, I'll just bring this bag with me. So I collect all my little scraps in there also. What else? I think that's a good start. So I'll make a couple of them just to give you an idea. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to start probably with this as the background, only because I really, really love this. And it's very sturdy. And I do not, with clusters, I do not cut. I do not cut anything. I actually like the really ragged edge on my clusters. I mean, everybody's different. Please just do what makes you happy. It's not about what I do or what anybody else does. It's about what makes you happy. I'm just giving you an idea of what I do. It doesn't make it right, wrong, or indifferent, right? So I'm going to start with this. And I like it really uneven and really ragged. I also do ink. I ink everything. I might use, I think today I'm going to use vintage photo though, because I do like vintage photo for clusters. I even put a new dauber on, so, because my dauber was getting pretty bad. And I do like to ink the edging of this because I don't want it to look so neat, I guess is the word. I don't know if that's right. Oh, and sometimes what I'll do too is I actually have mica sprays and other sprays that I use, like the Tim Holtz spray. It's really not Tim Holtz, it's Ranger ink sprays. So I will sometimes spray the items with that too. I don't have any in here to show you, but I do use that quite a bit just to give it a little bit of a dimension and also interest. And I don't know what's going to show on this, so I'll kind of like just scrunch it up a little bit. But yeah, so let's start with that. And what I'm going to do then is I'm going to pick my focal point because that really makes a difference for me. And I'm sorry, Missy, if I am going to use a couple of owls here and there. I'll start out with a cardinal, but because I am making some of these for my my design team collab with Tara. So for my book tracker. So I am making a few for that. Now, I do like to punch the edges on this because again, I don't want it, I want it to have a little bit of interest, a little bit of dimension, you know, like make it, you know, not so, and sometimes I even tear the edges on these also. But right now I'm going to start out like this. I may end up tearing it. I don't know. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I end up tearing it. There's really no right or wrong, you know, and I know for me, I've gotten better with doing this over time because when I first started, I'm like, that does not look like a cluster. That looks like too neat, because I used to be like where it had to line up perfectly or whatever. But now I'm kind of like, okay, well, if I like it and it makes sense to me, then let's do it, right? So, so what I'm gonna do is, now I'm gonna like kind of like, I like the word audition. I've heard that over and over from various people in this community. So I'm gonna audition some scrap because I always try to add fabric. I do really like fabric in my clusters, or lace or one of them. I like one or the other. It's very rare that I do not leave out a piece of fabric. You know what I also love is this netting stuff makes great background to clusters. I also use cheesecloth. I love cheesecloth in my clusters a lot too, and I do add that a lot. So this was just a scrap piece I got out of a package, and I was like, oh, that'll work. And so sometimes I'll just pop that in the background a little bit, and you can't see it, but when you put it down on the page, you can see it with the color here. I can show you. I was messing with my jelly plate on this pink paper. So, but see, you can kind of see it's got the netting piece on it. But yeah, so that what might go back to, I don't know. Sometimes I change my mind. Sometimes I don't. I don't know. I'm just going to go with it. Let's see, I had this vintage eyelet, and I actually dyed it with coffee and tea over the summer. So sometimes I'll pop that back there, and that might work. And then I will cut that because I did tear this originally because I make what do you call it? The things you hang off of your journals. You all know what I mean. Again, words are hard. Tassels. So I do make tassels with a lot of this. So I will oftentimes just tear lace or fabric or whatever. So I'll tuck this back here. I may move it around. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't really know. So until I'm done moving stuff around and making stuff, I don't really know what I like. And so I'm gonna just tuck. Oh, see, I like the phrase. I'm trying not to cut them off. Because I will sew this too when I'm all finished. This will get sewn. I do sew pretty much everything I do. Let's put this like that. And, you know, like I said, it's trial and error. There's no right or wrong. I love everybody's clusters. Like, they're so different from mine, but they're so cool. So, I mean, I may tuck that back there. I feel like I need a little bit of something, maybe down here. I'm not sure. I kind of like this flower. So I like to add different shapes too. That's a big thing for me. Ooh, that's kind of cute. That's actually kind of cute. And like I said, you have that back there. It's not bad. So yeah, so I'll dig into my little goodie box over here. And I'll see what else I can find in there because I have all kinds of like die cuts, and you know, sometimes I'll put a little die cut on it, but again, you know, no, I do not like that. Here's a brown one. I'm trying to keep this a little bit neutral. I don't know, I kind of don't hate it, but I might tuck it back there. I don't know. I kind of don't hate it. And if I don't like something, and I eventually like want to use it, and I for now I'll just put a staple in it, because I don't know sometimes like if I'm truly gonna. Oh, I kind of like that. I think I'm not liking the netting in the back is what it is. Okay, so if I move this kind of over a little bit, and I kind of put this tree, which I'll ink up everything at the end, but I kind of don't hate it. I don't know. And then let me see if I have anything else like that. Oh, you know what I would like to do probably is put a little sticky, and I will put like little gems on it when I'm all done and after I sew it and everything. I think I'm gonna kind of leave this the way it is and then just staple it for now. Huh. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna put a staple in it, and I will remove it probably later. I don't know. You can leave it in too. It doesn't matter. But I'm gonna put that in for now, right there, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of fabric glue, which I know some people do not like fabric tack, and that's fine. I like it. I can't smell, so it doesn't really matter. I have no smell at all, zero smell. And it's not from COVID, it's because I have severe allergies and I lost my smell. Let's see. So let's do that. Just put a little, I just want to make sure that stays put, the eyelet. Because I am, like I said, I am going to sew this. I am going to do more to it later. I'm going to add a few gems, and sometimes I might just make a base like this, and then I'll just set it aside and come back to it. But yeah, I kind of like it. It's kind of cute. I don't mind it. So I think I'm going to stop there with this one, and I will run some stitching through it, like some wonky stitching or whatever. And then after I do the stitching is when I'll add like a gem. So I'll do it just, we'll pretend I sewed it. I have my sewing machine, but I'm not going to torment y'all with that. Let me pull out these little, I want to use these little gems, they're cute. I just want to put a tiny one. I don't know, nope, not that color though. Let's do the darker blue. Let's see. And I also have little pearls, and I have all kinds of stuff actually out in my shed. All right, so let's put this on there. I kind of like it right here. Let's see. Yeah, it's not bad, but actually what would have been better is to put it on the staple. I always try to hide the staples a little bit. Sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. I think, oh, you know what? That would be kind of cute, like as like little berries in the tree. Oh, yeah. You know what? I think I'm going to make that little berries in the tree, actually. Huh, that's kind of cute. All right. I mean, I'm going to end up gluing these probably back on, but yep, I will be. Sometimes the backs are not cooperative, and that's nobody's fault. It's just, I mean, they're tiny. I'm going to bring out art for this one, because I do like art for gluing on random things. Art glitter glue, if anybody's not familiar. It's just my area is very cold, so sometimes he works and sometimes he doesn't. He's not overly friendly sometimes, but I like him. Okay, let's see. Let's put a third one on and then see how that looks. I don't know. I may end up taking this back. I don't know. If I ever use it, I do, and if I don't, I don't. But I think I will, because I kind of think it's cute. All right, so there's that one. And then, like I said, I'm going to run a little bit of fun stitching around it and whatever else. But, yeah. What do you think? What do you think for the first one? Not too bad, right? It's fun. Looks like we have berry bushes where I live, blueberry bushes. So that's kind of what it reminds me of. Kind of like that. Yeah, and I may end up chucking the netting back and behind it. I don't know. Kind of like toss up. I'm in a toss up about that. Only because I felt like it needed something. But I think I might need to take a little bit off. This I will have to cut because it doesn't rip as easy as like other things. But yeah, I kind of like that. Like as it's, yeah, I'm gonna leave that on there. You know what? I'm gonna use just a little bit of art just to tack it, because I am gonna sew, so just tack it. There we go. And if you don't sew, just make sure you tack everything really well. Not a big deal. There you go. There's the first one. So hopefully y'all like it. Give you an idea. Okay, I'm gonna set this one aside, and I'm gonna do another one. And this one, I think I want to start with some lace on this one. And I don't want to, I'm actually saving this for something, so I kind of don't want to mess that up. Okay, let's move that aside because I'm saving that flower. All right, let's take this out in half. All right, there we go. There's a good, ooh, that's a good one. Let's I like to mess up the edge a little bit on this. I don't want it perfect. So, all right, and then one other thing with this really quickly is I do want to ink this. I do not like how clean that tree is. That actually makes me insane a little bit, but it's my own thing. It doesn't mean you have to do it. But I don't like a clean die cut like that. I rarely use die cuts, if I'm being honest. It's just I made them last year at a retreat, and I really do like them. They're cute, but it's just, they're hard for me because I don't know, I like more rustic and plain and old things than newer die cut type things. All right, so, ooh, look at that piece of fabric. That is so pretty. All right, so let's start out with something here. So I'm just gonna kind of like throw this on there. Let's see what I have over here. I do have some owls, which I know Missy's a little freaked out by them, but I do love them. And I'm sorry, Miss Edith, if you're watching. Let's see. I kind of like need to use one. So this is from a sanctuary that my friend went to and sent me pictures of. So this is a rescue owl. So I do really want to use this one. But what I'm going to do with this one is I want to kind of make it look more tag-like. So I'm going to use my little punch here and just put some punch the edges on that. I kind of like it to look a little more like a tag on this one. And then I'm going to ink that up. I did, by the way, I do back these with an old book page because I do like them a little bit more sturdy. So I back a lot of my little tags and stuff. If they're made out of copy paper, I will definitely back them up with, because I like them a little more sturdy. I also use a matte medium sometimes to put over them to make them really, really sturdy. So that's something I do. Okay, so I kind of want this a little bit like off-centered. Oh my gosh, this one's really cute. This one I'm going to use in my book tracker for sure. Ooh, that fabric is so pretty. With the owl, it's really, really beautiful. Okay. I kind of want that to stick out the edge a little bit. Ooh, and you know what else I'm going to add on this since I'm using this for my book tracker? I'm going to actually add on some of the vintage book page, because that's going to look super, super great. And very, very, see, it's very brittle. So I'm just going to tear it. I don't want it to be good, perfect. So I'm just going to tear a piece off and get the size I need, I hope. So I want to break up. I don't need to overly ink this because it's such a pretty color, but the edges are a little bit, need to be a little bit inked for me anyway. I like things like a little grungy. All right, so let's try this out. I think I'm gonna put that, like maybe break up. Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, I don't mind that. Okay. Let's see. But I want a little more of the lace showing, so I'm gonna kind of turn that a little bit. Yes. Ooh, that one's so cute. Okay, let's put that a little bit more behind. Yep. Okay. There we go. Yeah, this one's cute. All right, let's put a staple in that. And like I said, I may end up taking the staple back out later. I'm not sure. I try to like line it up with something so it kind of blends. And then, but yeah, I'm gonna actually just leave this and sew it the way it is. But see how simple that was? How cute. So you got the lace, you got the fabric, and then you got the cute little rescue owl, and then you got the book page, vintage book page. I don't know. For me, sometimes simple is better. So I'm actually gonna just throw some stitching in this later, and call it. And then if I want to add something to it when I use it, then I will do that. But for now, I'm pretty happy with that. All right. Let's see. Let's do something different. Okay. Oop. Oh, I forgot to put my pin back in my glue. You know how Art feels about that. He gets an attitude. So let's put that back in. If I can see it. There we go. All right. Now, let's see what I got in here. Okay, so in here I have, ooh, let's use a label. Let's use a label. Because I really do oh, you know what? I've been dying to use this puzzle piece. So I used to work with autistic children, and So I have a soft spot in my heart for puzzle pieces just because that's what they've always represented for me. But also, you know, my mom likes to do a lot of puzzles, but I don't know, when I see a puzzle piece, I always see, and of course it's always in the new, you know, classic colors for autistic, but that's what it kind of reminds me of. Because I really did love working with autistic children. They're so smart and they're just so amazing, and people underestimate them. All right, so let's see. I think, see, I got to be careful with this one because this is I think why I haven't used it, because I tend to like a lot of vintage old, and I need to put some color behind. Oh, maybe this will work. I don't know. This might be too busy, I think. Um, let's see what else I got in here. So this one, I think I might start out, maybe I'll start out with a piece of book page, but I definitely got to be careful not to drown it out. So that's going to be the key. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to tear this up and make it a little bit larger than the puzzle piece. And then I'm going to ink it. Okay. And I might even add a little bit darker ink on this one, only because I might pick the what is it called? The chart. What is it? It's by Tim Holtz. It's the charcoal ink one. It's the soot. Forgive me because I definitely can't see it, and struggle's real. I know Tara will correct me, so all good. All right, so I like to really kind of grunge that up a little bit. All right, and then I'm gonna start out. I'm sorry, my sleeves keep falling down. All right, so I'm gonna start out. Now, what I'm gonna do is I wanna look for a little bit more color to put behind that because I feel like it's getting drowned out. So, I mean, I might, let's see, I have like so much scraps here, so many scraps here. So we need something, and I always gravitate towards the same stuff. It's so bad. I'm trying to push myself outside of my comfort zone a little bit here. Ooh, I have some sorry. That might work a little bit. And I'm not a really big pinky girl, so like a lot of my stuff is very neutral and greens. I love greens. I feel like I need blue of some sort. That's not gonna work. Let's see. I'm gonna tear this because I don't want it perfect by any means. So I'm gonna tear this up a little bit. I like it a little bit messy. And like I said, you do you know, whatever makes you happy. It's not about me. I'm just doing what I do. And you're just happen to get to see it. And it's my way, and it doesn't make it right, wrong, or indifferent. I am by no means a pro at doing clusters. At any point will I ever claim that, because I struggle with them sometimes. But I like them, and I keep going back and trying. Okay, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. But I'm not sure if I love it. But I don't hate it. I might end up not using that puzzle piece again, just because I can't seem to make it work. But I really like this, which is funny. I actually kind of think I have a bird that I'd rather use on there with that fabric. So, but the bird's a little big, so I'm gonna cut the bird down a little bit and do this. Okay, and then I want to do this. Take the edge down a little bit. I feel like the bird is screaming this fabric. I don't know. Puzzle piece, I haven't forgotten you. Okay, so let's see. I don't want to cover that up necessarily. Oh, it's so cute. All right, but now I can kind of maybe incorporate a piece of this, which this is muslin that I dyed with mushroom coffee. So it's a little bit like dark and grungy, which I like. I don't know, it's kind of not working for me, but ooh, maybe just kind of tuck it back there a little bit. Maybe. It's not horrible. Not terrible. All right, let's cut that off, and I don't want it to come out the bottom, so let's just kind of tuck that back there a little bit. Yeah, I don't mind it. All right. And now I feel like I need, let's see, how about a piece of the netting? Okay. And I do tend to overthink these a little bit, so forgive me. I don't know why, but I do, and it's just so weird. Okay. I feel like I need to break up. Yep, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. All right, let me ink this up. And what I do, like if I'm out in my regular work area, my she shed, I actually have bins that I use that have different holes in them. So I'll actually collect a bunch of stuff, and then I kind of just pull stuff out of the bins and have it all ready. But because I am in a makeshift workspace, it's a little bit more challenging, but it's all good and it works out. I'm gonna kind of like, ooh, it's kind of really cute. Okay, let's do that. And then I want to put, let's see, I kind of want to angle that a little bit. Yeah. And then, let's see, I feel like I kind of want to put this. Yeah, and I think that's what I'm going to do. All right. I know what I mean. I'm talking like y'all know what I mean. So what I'm saying is, like, to myself, basically, is that I want to kind of pop this on the edge a little bit, just to break up that rough edge. Kind of, it's a little rough for me. So what I will do is kind of like really break this up, and this is just like is it sari silk, I think, or like something like that. And then I'm just gonna pop it right down there just to kind of break it up a little bit. So this I'm gonna use a little bit of where'd that just go? It's blending in with the white. Okay, there we go. So this I'm going to use a little bit of fabric tack and place that down a little bit. Oh, this is so cute. And I'm going to totally stitch around this one. Yeah. And then this is going to go up at the top here, peeking out the top like that. How cute is this? Okay. All right. I'm not unhappy. Okay, I'm not unhappy. And I will take this back out, like I said. I'm just tacking that down until I sew it. I try not to use a whole bunch of glue on this type of, okay, so there's that. Oh my gosh, he's actually really, really cute. My sister-in-law would love this because she loves blues and birds. So I'm thinking that she's gonna wanna keep this once she sees it. Okay, so I'm gonna put that aside, and like I said, I will sew all of these. What I will do is put a post on my community tab, maybe later on today or tomorrow, after they're sewed, and then you can kind of see what they look like when they're sewed. But yeah, so I just tacked it down. That one's cute. Okay, all right. Puzzle piece. This puzzle piece is calling me. All right, so I think what I want to do is I kind of want to put the puzzle piece maybe on something like this, and maybe build it from there. Because then what I think I might do, I think this is going to be my background, and I'm going to kind of like, I don't know, I haven't decided quite yet, but I have an idea. So what I'm going to do is I want to put the puzzle piece on here, and I also want to stamp like a number or something on here. I do tend to like numbers, even though I'm not a math person, because I spent a lot of time in my tutoring hall in college when I had to take 5 maths. So math and I are not friends, but I do like numbers, and I like words better. But I'm gonna stamp. I'm gonna take this stamp. This is from PM Artist Studios, and I really, I think it's Carrie's stamp, I believe. But I really like the stamp a lot, and I use it for jelly plating usually. So I'm going to take this first, and I'm going to stamp this on here. Is it going to show up? No. So I need a different stamp. I'm going to use this one. Okay. There we go. Much better. Okay. So you can see kind of in the background a little bit. I'm going to try to go over this again because I didn't press hard enough. I was trying not to move the camera. Oh, I kind of like that. That's really cool. All right. I'm not sad about that. Okay. If you're interested in that stamp, it's at PM Artist Studio. I will link it. I do tend to take any scrap papers, and when I'm stamping or stenciling or whatever, I'll put it off on another piece of scrap paper usually. There wasn't really anything on there, but that's okay. Okay, I will link that. Let me write myself a little note or I won't remember. Okay, so I'm going to link the stamp. The stamp is great. I use it for so many things. Link stamp. Sorry, y'all. I have a terrible memory, so I try to always write down what I need to remember to do. Okay, so there's that. And then I'm never looking for perfection myself personally, so if this bothers you, don't use it, but a lot of it will get covered up, so I don't really worry about it. Let's see. So what I'm going to do then is I kind of want to, I kind of like this piece. I want to like give it some kind of cool, like bright color behind it, I think is what it needs. And I want to just rough this up. I don't want this to look so pretty and perfect. So let me do that. Let me rough this up a little bit. Okay. And then what I do sometimes with this type of fabric, because it's so bright and sheery, which I use this on something for somebody. I did a beach journal actually, and I did donate the beach journal. So it's in somebody's home now, and they got it at a raffle for a charity. So I hope they love it because it is pretty. But yeah, so what I will do with this is, because it's for me, is I'll kind of grunge this up a little bit just with my stamp. I don't know. I don't really like, I have a brush that I use too. Like I have this brush, and then sometimes I'll do that instead. I'll just brush that a little bit, but you don't have to. All right, let's see. Oops. Okay, so now what I want to do is I kind of want to pop that under there like that, and I want to put the puzzle piece on there. Okay, all right. Let's think, Amy. All right, we need book page. I feel like we need book page. I feel like it's a necessity. All right, so let's ink up the book page. Okay, let's ink that up. I also kind of scrunch it sometimes and crumple it. I do all kinds of things. Okay, let's do this. Ooh, yeah, yep, that's helping. That is definitely helping. Okay. I don't hate it. All right, let's see. I'm going to turn that a little bit. Now, I think what I want to do is I want to take a piece of this and tear this up a little bit. Okay, let's grunge this up a little bit. I also have packing paper I can use if I don't like this. Okay, and then I can kind of tuck that back there a little bit. Maybe. Possibly. Ooh, kind of really liking this. Starting to come together now. Now it's making sense. And then I can do this actually. Oh, I don't hate this. But I kind of want the number to peek out a little more right there. Or is it that number? Nah, kind of like it over here. I'm left-handed, y'all, so I do tend to use everything I tend to see everything on this side more so, I guess. I don't know. Left-handed people just think differently, I guess. But yeah, I kind of don't hate this, and I'm really kind of finally um, feeling it. I kind of also like the 5 and the 0 showing, like that. Nope, for me, it's always got to be here. I don't know why. Okay, all right. And then I feel like I got to turn this a little bit more. I'm not gonna lie, this is kind of annoying me, and I'm gonna sew that down, just so you know. That's gonna get sewn down. Okay. I don't hate it. I'm gonna leave it. See, this is what I'm saying. Like, you gotta audition it, and you gotta like see what works for you. And I will go back and sew and add, and you know. But this is a good base for me. So, like I said, I will be like, oh, you know what I want to do too, is I have another stamp sitting here. I wish I had all my stamps in here, if I'm being honest. I really have a great collection of stamps. And I do miss my she shed quite a bit. I mean, I have heat on out there, but it's not warm enough to sit out there all day. What did I do with that? I had it earlier. Oh boy. You know, this is what I'm talking about. Like, we literally lose things just in front of us, which is so frustrating sometimes. Because I literally made sure I had it. But, okay. Well, when I find it, I'm going to actually stamp it on here. Oh, you know what I want to almost do with this? I think I might put a grommet in this, actually. Yes, I think I am. I think I'm going to put a grommet in here. Like, maybe right here. Yeah, I think I am. I think I'm going to, just because I want to. And I'm going to make it a silver grommet. Okay. So I think I'm going to actually just put a grommet in this. Let's see. Where's my... Okay. I know I have that. Okay. So, bear with me here. I've never done this on camera, so don't hate me. Don't be mean to me. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take that piece of fabric out. I'm gonna have to cut that actually, because I don't want it too bulky. Okay, there we go. And then I'm gonna put the grommet in. Oh my gosh, yes, I like that so much. Okay, I'm very, very happy about this. Okay, I'm actually getting happier by the minute. I'm just happy I used my, I've had this puzzle piece almost a year. Okay. This, I don't overly like this tool. I'm actually looking to save money to get a different setting tool that I used at my retreat, and I do love it. But it's like $60, and like, how do you explain spending $60 on that when you have a tool? So I think that's what frustrates me a little bit sometimes, because some of the tools are just so expensive, and it's just like, it's a, and I don't use a grommets all that much, but I mean, I use them quite a bit, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to see if I can get them for my birthday's in March. I'm gonna ask for that for my birthday. So that's gonna be my birthday present, I hope. Oh my gosh, how cute is that? And then I'm gonna sew around it, put a little fun, and I will definitely stamp this more. And how cute is this? Yeah, I'm liking that. I'm liking that one a lot. So okay, we have about 10 more minutes. So I'm gonna put one more. I'm gonna do one more. And I'm trying to do different ones so you can kind of see, like, so this is what we have so far. And like I said, I am gonna sew them, and I am gonna do a little bit more to them. And then when you go to I keep these in a box. I keep them in like a wipey box like I have here. And then I grab them out as I need them, and then if I want to add anything, I can definitely add something to them. Like on this one, I could always add a little charm on it or something, and I can use this even as like a page edge if I wanted to. You know, I'm making it for a cluster, yes, but if I wanted to, I could stick this on the edge like this on a journal, or even like this on the edge of a journal. Like there's no rule. Any of these could be serve dual purposes. So yeah, so that's what we have so far. And as you can see, I do tend to go brown with browns a lot. Let me see if I can do something. Okay, here. let's see. All right, so what I'm gonna do, because I'm not keeping this doily fully intact, I already know this, because it's a little bulky for me. So I'm gonna cut this center out, and I'm gonna use this star, and let's cut that out. And like I said, you can use anything. Okay, so I'm gonna do that. And I can either use the star, or I can cut this up, which that's a lot of times what I do. And I use like the edge on this, and I don't mind if it frays a little bit right now because I'm gonna sew it anyway. And then I might use, with this, I might use a little bit of book page. And again, I'm going back to browns because this is what I do. And I like vintage. I mean, I can't get away from it. I don't know why. I'm an old soul, I think, in a lot of ways. So I think I've always been like that. And, you know, I had more fun sitting with my elders and learning to craft when I was younger than I did playing with my four brothers, to be honest. I mean, I did play with them. I rode bikes. I did all that stuff. But, yeah, I actually prefer to do this stuff than anything else. Oh, yeah, you know what? If I cut this down, and it's a little big. How about this one? Nah. Ooh. This is a Tim Holtz fabric tape, and I had leftover pieces, small pieces I couldn't do really anything with, so I kind of just turned them into a circle. I punched them out. So, oh, that's kind of cute, actually. Oh, that's really kind of cute. Yeah. Yeah, I don't mind this at all. And then once I sew it, so I feel like though it needs a little bit more in the back because it needs a little bit. Actually, I'm gonna use packing tape on that, or packing paper. So I will just rip this up, and I'll rip it. I'll start out with a larger piece, and then I'll tear it down as I need it. Let me put this back here. Yeah. All right. So I did need definitely needed some packing. I needed something a little more sturdy on the back because I am gonna sew it. And this book page is vintage, and it's very what do you call it, sensitive, I guess. All right, so then what I do is I kind of just tear as I go along. This might be a little too overwhelming. I might have to like just kind of cut this down just a little bit. And don't yell at me. Don't be mean to me in any way. This is just my method. I don't waste anything. I'm not a waster. I actually teach upcycling classes at my library and my local community center, so don't hate me on me. I actually rescue books. I do all kinds of stuff. I just did a upcycle class with the library because they were throwing away books, and I was like, oh, let me show you how to make journals or notebooks out of them. You can even use it as your daily planner. Let me show you. And they did, and I was happy to do it. Now they love it. And so now they said they'll never throw books away. And if they can't use them, they'll give them to me. And so I'm like, cool, as long as we're not throwing them in the landfill. That's all that matters. Okay, so that's what I have so far. Let's tuck this little piece under. Kind of like this little piece. Yep. All right. Okay, all right. I don't mind it. And then I feel like I need something else over here. Let's see. How about a piece of fabric or something, I feel like. I do have a piece of cheesecloth right here. Let's see what we can do with that. Of course, yellow. always neutrals. Oh, here's a great little piece of lace. Oh yeah. Let's tuck that in there. Let's see, we might actually, let's take that off there for a minute. Oh yeah. Okay, all right. It's not horrible. And then take the piece of lace in the back here. Let's take this down just a smidge. And I actually do not care about rough edges or anything during this process at all. And if down the road I don't like something, I can always change it. This is just scraps. So if you're using just scraps, what does it matter? You're throwing it away anyway. So this prevents you from throwing it all away. I don't like that, and I really do like this right here. And then I overthink this too much, so y'all don't do this if you're not an overthinker. Please forgive me. I'm so sorry, but this is my process. And because I do like the clusters to be somewhat cool. Oh, I wanted to show you really quickly. Let me get this one done because I do want to make sure I touch on this. I don't know why, but I'm not. There's something not right here for me. I don't think I like this. That's what I think it is. So I think I'm going to go with a different lace on this one. And I do have other laces over here on the side. And believe me, the doily will not waste. I will use that for a journal somehow. Oh, okay. Let's pull out this little piece right here. This is just a little piece of fabric I had from when I was doing some sorry, like when I'm thinking I get a little quiet because I'm like, it's kind of really bothering me actually. Okay, actually I might just do this. Yeah. I think I might just do this, and I think I'm gonna do that, and then I actually am gonna cut that pink down a little bit, like that. Yep. And then I'm going to pull it down a little bit. It's kind of cute. All right, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tuck this back here too, like that. Yep. Okay, like that. Okay, I mean, all right, let's see. Kind of not feeling it. Let's see. I really want to use this flower though, because I really like flowers a lot. I think I'm not liking this. I think I'm kind of just liking this, weirdly. And then maybe put some of this back there, just to break it up a little bit at the edge. Maybe, not bad. I think I need like a better, oh, you know what I do have? You know what I like using a lot too is doily pieces. That's gonna maybe be something I can use. I have a lot of doilies. I've gotten vintage ones. I have dyed ones I dyed. All kinds of doilies. I like doilies a lot. Okay, and then sometimes I'll just take a little piece of it and put it back here. Yeah. And of course I'm gonna make it look a little older at some point here. Okay, let's take that and do that. Yeah, I don't mind that. Okay. So then let me take a piece of this off because I don't want it all the way down there. Okay, and then take that like that. Okay, so y'all, I'm so sorry. I can be so indecisive with clusters. It's terrible. It is terrible. I promise you, it seems less painful to me when I'm doing it. Let me just cut that down a little bit back. And I will sew all this again. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to, I want to grunge this up a little bit because I do not like a white doily unless I'm doing it purposely for a project. So that has to go. It's not an option. Okay. All right. Okay. And again, to each his own. You like a white doily? Good. It's awesome. I don't have no ill feelings. You like what you like and go with it. All right, so there's that. Oh, I kind of really like that now. Like that. Okay, so let me put a staple in this because I feel like if I could just keep going on and on with this and it's not going to be good. So let's just, I'm going to sit on this one for a little bit, but how pretty is this? And then I'll put some stitching in it. I'll see if I really like it or not. I may end up adding something to it. I may I may end up actually putting a label on this, I think. I think that's actually what I need. And I really do feel like that it would help. And do I have labels in here? That's a great question. Ooh, you know what I do have though, sometimes I like to add, is I have these little like leaves. I like them sometimes. And oh, there we go. I do have some labels. Okay, this is awesome. All right, so I have a little page label, which that's cute. Yeah, I don't mind that. So what I'm gonna do with this little page label, because this if I like it enough, I might go into my reading tracker. Okay. I like to just do a quick snip of the edges, and this is again, this is my, I'm very detail oriented, so that's actually one of the it's a problem, it's a curse and it's a blessing, right? Because I do like detail, but it also can tend to make me take a little longer to do something. I mean, this is ridiculous, right? That it's taking me this long to just do a little tiny label, which that is cute. Yep. It's really, really cute. And really, normally what I would do is I would take a piece of this, and this is really going over the top. I would take, and I know this is an hour right now. I'd take this because I do like to back labels. I think that's such a nicer look. So I would do that. I would take a little packing, and I wouldn't make it neat. It would not be neat. And I would just do this, and it doesn't even have to be even. It's just fun, you know, just to change it up a little bit, and then do that. It just gives it a little bit of an edge, and do that. Yep, just like that. And then what I would do is just put it on like that. It just gives it that little extra, you know, whatever. Oh, I am putting that on there because I do like it. I do like it. Yep, I'm happy with that. Yeah, I always like labels. I do a lot of labels. And again, like I said, I usually don't add labels though until I'm ready to use them. And then when I'm ready to use them, I will add my label, or I will add a number, or I will stamp it, or I will do something. I will always do more to this than what you see right here. But yeah, okay, I'm okay with this one. I was little upset. Okay, so let me push all this out of the way, and I'll show you what I have, and then I'm going to show you a quick thing how I make clusters. Okay, so this is what we have right now. This is our final 5, and then bear with me here. I'm going to go grab something. Okay, so one of the things that I also do is this is a I have so many of these. I have a case full of these. What I'll also do for clusters, I actually decorate the whole length of this, right? I'll do a big strip, and then I cut them off. And I do this a lot too. So if you took this, and of course, this is a brand new one because I have tons. I had to put them in my pantry because I have too many. And what I do is it's double strips, so I glue that together actually with a glue stick. And then what I'll do is I'll actually sometimes take this in half, or I just do the whole thing, and then I'll do a whole collage on this, and then that's what I make my clusters out of. So that's another really good idea, and actually it's so inexpensive to do and easy. So if you have a lot of scraps, it's kind of like doing a master board, but on that. So again, if you want to post your items on for the January Jumpstart, you can post them on the Facebook page, or you can also post them on Instagram. You can post them on YouTube, any one of our channels. You can post it anywhere you want. And then if you use this hashtag, then we are able to search it and find your projects, and we would love to see them. And I hope this inspired you. And if you have any questions, any comments, anything at all, just leave me a comment, leave me a message, and please like, subscribe, and comment on today's tutorial. And I appreciate y'all being here, and I hope this was kind of inspiring. And again, check out all the sales. And again, if there's anything you want and it's not on sale, use my code Amy20 and you'll get 20% off. And I appreciate y'all, and I hope y'all have a good day. Thank you. Bye.